Hi everyone, it's Stacy. Thank you for coming on this yoga leap with me. Welcome back to anyone practicing with me, who's been practicing with me over the course of the last number of months. Welcome to anyone new who's finding this or another video for the first time. Today you can see I have my chair as always, and today I'm going to stay in my chair. Actually, I'm not going to get out. So the whole sequence that I'll be flowing through will be in the chair. Now, of course, you can do all of these on like standing or on the mat as well. And I can cue a little bit, but I encourage you to try something different. If you always are on the mat, you never get in a chair, or if you sometimes flow between the two, I encourage you to maybe try something different. Keep that beginner mindset, that open mind to trying new things, and see how maybe a full chair flow goes. So I'm gonna head back to the chair and we'll get started. So I'm gonna sit down in my chair. I'm gonna stay in my chair, like I said, for the whole flow today. And we're gonna flow through some warriors. Maybe we'll try a couple of sun salutations as well to get the body warmed up and moving and flowing. And then we'll have our final resting pose in the chair. So a pretty, it's easy to follow, not necessarily easy flow. Easy and hard, those are all subjective words and I don't like to use them. I don't like the words advanced or beginner yoga. It really depends on you, your body, and even the day you're having. So, but I did say the word beginner mindset, meaning keeping that open mind to trying something new. So again, if you never practice the whole time in the chair, maybe today's the day you try. Now, I won't cue with any other props per se, but if you do have blocks or a strap or a blanket or a bolster that you like to practice with, by all means, go ahead and get it. Sometimes it's nice to have blocks handy, either to, depending on what type of chair you have, so that the floor just comes up a little closer for you. It might feel nice to have the floor a little closer for either your feet, or if we're doing some kind of forward fold, the floor is a little closer to rest your hands on. So that is an option if you have blocks, but it's not necessary for the practice today. So as we settle into our chair and our breath, again, I will be in the chair, but I may move in my chair in order to help show the positioning of how I'm seated in the chair, but you don't have to get out of your chair. Depending on what type of chair you're using, whether it has a back or arms, you can just stay seated, or you can move around to find comfortable options for the postures in the chair as well. So it also depends on not only our bodies and our breath and our mindset, but also the sort of the chair that we're sitting in. So we'll see how it goes. We will flow through a nice flow today, and we'll get there in the end. So to begin with, as always, we want to spend a couple of minutes focusing on our breath and really sort of landing in our practice space. So putting aside thoughts of yesterday or tomorrow and just trying to be present here in the chair, and finding our breath, finding our body, whatever feels comfortable for you, eyes open or closed. Let's just settle in here. Maybe get heavy through the sit bones. If you do have a back to your chair, maybe you even want to use the chair to help support your back. If you don't, and you're using some kind of stool, we want to root down through the sit bones, sit up nice and tall. Softness through the belly. And as I mentioned, eyes can be open or closed. If we're keeping the eyes open, maybe we just want to turn the gaze down to a space just in front of us that's nice and still, that we can focus softly our gaze. Hands can come to our lap. They can be on our knees, turned down or up, or maybe resting softly in our lap, one hand over the other, whatever feels best. Settle in here, scanning bodies, just trying to notice if we feel tension anywhere. Maybe send a bit of breath that way and let it go. Noticing as well areas where we feel nice and light. So maybe if we're seated in a chair, maybe we feel connection to the ground, we feel connection behind our legs to the seat in the chair. Maybe if we're using the back of the chair for support, we feel that. And then contrast that with where we feel lightness, maybe through the front side body, maybe the shoulders. We can wrap them up and down just to see how they're feeling and find a little lightness there. And maybe we can reach the crown of the head a little taller and find a bit of lightness through the spine, the neck, head, and then soften the face as well. Let's try to find a few breaths here, noticing those areas of connectedness and heaviness and those areas of lightness. Finding a nice rhythm for the breath, maybe even inhaling and then exhaling for a little bit longer than the inhale. So if you breathe in for 2 or 3 or 4 counts, can we exhale softly for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 counts and really let all that air out? So finding a nice rhythm, inhale to fill belly, ribs, and chest. And then exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Finding a few more breaths here. And if setting an intention or creating a little motto or mantra is part of your practice, go ahead and do that now. It can be anything. I am open. I am strong. I am present. I'll do my best. Anything that resonates with you here today. And by having a mantra or a motto and our breath work and the sensation of being connected to our body, these are all ways we can help stay present in our practice. We can tap into one or all 3 of those at any time if we find we start to sort of drift off in our thoughts and we're thinking about tomorrow or yesterday. I know with a busy holiday season, we can often be somewhere else. And just for these next few minutes as we practice together, let's try to be present for ourselves. Think of it as a present. I think that's why they call it the present. All right, let's take another big round of breath here. Inhale, maybe opening the eyes if they were closed, filling belly, ribs, and chest. And then exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Let's add a bit of movement so we're still connected to either the block or the floor. Let's start to sweep the arms up on our inhale. Reach up towards the ceiling here. Reach, 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 reach along through the side bodies. But try to keep the shoulders nice and loose and soft away from the ears as we reach the fingertips and root down through the sit bones. All of a sudden we'll feel the core engage a bit. We're going to wake up the body a bit. Let's stay for another inhale here. And then exhale, press it all out. Let's move with our breath a little bit. Inhale to reach, 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 root down through sit bones and feet. Reach up through fingertips. And then exhale, soften. Inhale. And exhale. Let's inhale here. Let's find a twist as we exhale. We'll just twist softly over to one side. And then inhale through center. And exhale to the other side. Now, depending on what type of chair you have, you might find you're reaching back and just using the chair to help guide you. We're moving with our breath here. Sit bones stay rooted down into the chair and we're twisting through the core. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, we're going to do one more on the other side here. This time let's inhale. As we exhale, let's fold forward. Come over the thighs. And again, this is maybe where we have a block and we can reach the floor or the block right here. And maybe we can even fold down a little further, dropping the head. Shake out the head, yes and no. Feel the weight of the torso supported on the thighs here. Breathe into the backside body. Let's come halfway, so drag the hands halfway up the legs, either resting them on the shins or maybe on the thighs. We have a nice long back. If you see me from the side, I'll just turn around here. I'm not hunched over like this. I've come up with a nice straight back. I'm creating a nice long line of energy from the tailbone all the way up to my crown of my head here. So this is an inhale here. Let's exhale, forward fold. You don't need to switch how you're seated. I just did that to show how I'm coming up with a nice long spine here. Inhale, exhale, forward fold again. I'm going to turn around to the front Inhale, come up, find that long spine. Go ahead and forward fold over the legs one more time. This time, let's come all the way back up to seated tall. You may want to bring your hands to the knees. We can roll up through the spine this time. Use the hands as a bit of support. Unravel one vertebrae at a time and land in a nice, tall, seated posture. All right, let's add a bit of that together. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Let's exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down to the blocker floor. Inhale, come up halfway, find that flat back. And then exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale all the way up to the top, sweep the arms up, and then exhale our hands back down to our lap. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Rest belly, chest over the thighs. Come up halfway, find that long flat back, and then exhale again, forward fold. This time, inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, last time. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Come up halfway, find that flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale all the way back up. And exhale, hands find lap. Good. Let's do a little bit of cat-cow here. The hands here can be grabbing onto the knees for a little bit of support and guidance, almost as if it's going to help us pull our heart space through and up towards the ceiling. This is our inhale, our cow back. And then exhale. Now we might want to press into the thighs here, round through the spine. So again, I'm just going to turn to the side so we can see what that might look like. You can stay exactly as you are in your chair. And we're going to inhale, lift the heart up and reach up. Don't sink into the low back, reach up and then press the thighs around through the spine. Exhale. Let's do that again. Let's pull that heart space up and through and then press round and exhale. Good. Let's do a couple more here. One more of your own breath. I'll meet you back in the front here. And then we can find our neutral spine. Keep the hand. We'll just do a couple more here, and then when you're ready, let's come up to sit up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, hands through heart center. Okay. Let's now step the feet wide, and then we're going to come in and do a warrior series. So to begin with, we're going to come into our warrior 2. So we're going to keep the hips facing forward. You may want to scooch the edge of your chair, again, depending on what type of chair you have, to make room for a wider stance. And we'll step our left leg straight out behind us, and right leg comes into a 90-degree, and our right foot is planted on the mat. So our hips are still facing forward as much as we can, and our shoulders are stacked over the hips here. We are supported underneath both legs and the sit bones by the chair still. So our arms can come up shoulder height, and we find our warrior 2. So for a warrior 2, we want to not lean forward or lean back. We want to be nice and present, rooting down through the chair. Reaching energy through the fingers. Our gaze can be softly off these front fingers here. Stay for a few breaths. Really root down through the sit bones. Energy out through the fingers, pressing into the feet. There's lots of work in warrior 2. And then as we inhale, let's turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Reach a bit forward, and then we'll tip back and find our reverse warrior. So now we're opening up through the front side body here. Reverse warrior. Maybe think about even turning the heart space up toward the ceiling. Looking out under the arm if that feels okay. At any point today, if long arms or levers are too much, feel free to bend at the elbow and create a shorter lever. We can still open up through the front side body here and create a nice opening for the side body. All right, wherever we are, stay for one more breath. Inhale here. Let's exhale back to our warrior two. Good. And this time we're going to inhale, reach forward, keep reaching forward. And now we'll let our elbow find our knee and we'll come into an extended side angle. So now we have this side angle from head to toe, and top arm could maybe reach up or alongside our ear here. So now if we're doing this option, the energy starts at the fingertips and runs all the way down to that back foot. Press into the feet, press into the, use the core and press into the support leg to open up here so that you're not dumping in. We're trying to spin these bottom ribs towards the front here. And if it feels okay, we could look up to the ceiling underneath the arm. Stay for a couple of breaths. If this top arm is reaching up or over, let's start to spin towards the right leg here. Use the hands on the leg as support to help press us up, and we're going to make a small adjustment so we can come into warrior one. We're going to, with the help and support of the chair, switch the hips a little bit so that now they're facing towards the front leg as opposed to sort of centered. So we're turned now with that small adjustment. We're going to come into our warrior one. The back foot is still long. The toes might turn in a little bit. And then we can find some warrior one arms. Now we might want to reach our arms up alongside our ears. That might be too much. We might want to find cactus arms. Cactus arms would look like this as we face forward. Or maybe we want to bring our hands to heart center and find our prayer hands. So it's yogi's choice. I'm going to find some cactus arms here. I like the openness of it. I like that it helps me lift up and out of my pelvis so that I'm not just sort of dumping into my warrior one. I'm open, strong, and proud in warrior one. Now we can stay in stillness in our warrior one. We could flow with breath if we'd like, maybe reaching up on an inhale and then exhale to bring the arms back to cactus, or we can just find stillness. We're going to stay for 3 rounds of breath. Open up strong through the legs, torso facing the front bent leg, energy through the back leg. Coming to our mantra or motto if we find our thoughts are waning or drifting. All right, now we're all going to take a big inhale, reach the arms up. Let's see if we can exhale the hands behind us. Now maybe we just reach them back. Maybe we can come to clasp the knuckles and reach the knuckles back. Either way, find a nice proud chest to begin with. Inhale here, and then we can choose to stay lifted or start to fold forward, finding a humble warrior here. So folding down towards the front leg, being supported by the chair, humble warrior. Arms might be clasped, reaching back, or they might be apart, pretending that they're holding on to a beach ball back here. Both are great options. Stay for one more breath. On the inhale, let's use the strength of the back of our arms to help pull us back up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the hands. And we're going to step the back foot in, come around to seated forward facing with a nice wide stance, and we'll take a couple of forward folds and breaths here. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. So again, the block might be here or not. Maybe we can fold all the way down or to the block. And then we'll come up halfway, hands on blocks, maybe on our shins or knees to help support us. And then we'll fold back down. And then come up all the way. And exhale, hands through heart center. Great work. We're going to do it all on the other side now. So let's make our little adjustment to come into warrior two. So we're going to be seated on the chair, supported, our sit bone supported, and our left leg now supported by the chair. Right leg's going to step out behind us. Energy all the way down to the pinky side edge of the toe. Energy through the support leg, the left bent leg here. We're going to try and stack our shoulders over our hips and open our arms shoulder height. finding that presence in our warrior two. So root down through the feet, reach energy out through the fingers here. This is our strong warrior two. If we find we're starting to sink into the future or we're starting to lean into the past, readjust, find that presence in warrior two. Stay for 2 more breaths. Keep reaching energy through the fingers and toes. All right, let's inhale, flip the palms, reach forward, that's towards the left leg, and then tip back. Let's find that reverse warrior. Remember, if the levers are too long, we can bend the arm here. Still trying to spin that heart space open towards the ceiling. Getting a nice big stretch down left side body this time, supported by the chair. Keep breathing. Keep finding energy. Notice where maybe you're holding tension. Is your jaw clenched or is your shoulder climbing up? Relax. Take 1 more breath. On the next inhale, let's come back through our strong warrior twos. Inhale and reach forward again all the way until we can't go anymore. And then we'll let our elbow find our knee. We'll position our top arm straight up or alongside our ear. Remember, we can always bend at the elbow. And we're going to try and spin these bottom ribs and face the front. Wherever that top arm is, we also want to make sure we're not dumping into our support arm here. Use the core strength and just sort of press out of the sinking into the shoulders here. Big energy, extended side angle, supported by the chair, but still feeling that strong energy all the way down the side body. Press into that long right leg. Take a couple of breaths. Make sure we're not sinking. Press out of that sinking shoulder. And then from here, let's come all the way back up again. We'll make our small adjustment so that we can come into warrior one. So we're just going to turn our hips to face our left leg. The right leg is still nice and long behind us, but the toes might turn in a little bit. This is so we can sort of help guide the hips towards the front, or well, towards facing the front leg. So make your adjustments, come into your warrior one here. Make sure you're supported by your chair, and then we'll find our warrior one arms. Remember, we have lots of options straight up at our ears, cactus, or at heart center, or any other arms that feel okay for you. I'm gonna reach up this time. Let's see here. We wanna make sure we're sort of not dumping into our low back, so tilt the pelvis. And reach out of all of the limbs. Reach long through the back leg, press into the front leg, reach up through the fingertips no matter where they are. Big, strong, proud warrior ones. And no matter where our arms are, let's all take a big inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands behind, and again, they may stay unclasped, reaching as if you're holding onto a big beach ball back there, or maybe we can clasp the knuckles. Maybe we can cross the opposite fingers in front if that's an option, and we can stay lifted as we inhale, or we can choose to fold forward on the exhale, coming into our humble warrior. Root down through that back foot still. Knuckles might be reaching up, or the arms might be reaching with a lot of energy, holding onto that imaginary ball. This is our humble warrior. Stay for 2 more breaths. On the next inhale, with the strength of the arms, help guide yourself all the way back up. Let's do a big inhale here, and then exhale, hands through heart center. We will come around to the front of our chair here again. An option to come into a wide leg forward fold, or closing the knees up and a narrow stance forward fold. Your choice here. Let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale halfway. Use the knees or shins as support to find that long line of energy. And then exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale, come all the way up. Sweep the arms up. And exhale the hands through heart center. Awesome. So we went through our seated warrior series, and it's a lot of leg work, even when we're being supported by the chair. So we'll do a little bit of stretching here. So option to come into our figure 4. So we'll start by rooting the left foot down into the mat, and we'll lift that right knee up. To begin with, maybe we just give it a little squeeze. We could circle our ankles a little bit here. Really use the strength of your biceps to pull that knee in. You might already be feeling a nice little stretch here. Point and flex toes. Good. And then we'll flex the toes. So that means point them back up towards your face. And we'll come into that seated cross leg. So let the knee fall open, sit up nice and tall. And in the chair, you may already be feeling a nice stretch. You can choose to stay nice and tall here, or take a big inhale and forward fold. Now keep that long spine. I'm just going to turn sideways again. If we keep that long spine in our forward fold, we'll feel that nice stretch down the right side hip. And we can just take it until we reach our edge, which is where we can feel a nice stretch, but it doesn't hurt. But we're feeling sensation in the stretch. If you would like to fold forward and round through the spine, that is an option as well. I'll just turn back to the front, join you in the front here. I'm not going to fold forward. I'm using sort of a little bit of pressure with my right hand to press my knee open. I'm making sure my foot's staying flexed, and I'm just hinging forward at the hips. I'm feeling a nice, good stretch down the right side body, right side hip. Making sure we're finding those nice deep breaths. See if we can start to even lengthen that exhale as we begin to wind the practice down a little bit. Those warriors, although we didn't move quickly through the postures, we held them for long, and that takes a lot of energy. So the breath might have shortened or become a bit more labored. So it's nice right now as we stretch it out and cool it down to maybe find those longer breaths again. Let's take for another breath here. And then we can come on up, uncross that leg, and give it a little shake. We need to, and we'll go to the other side. So we'll plant the right foot this time. Let's lift the left foot up, draw the knee in here, circle through the ankle. And again, as we draw the knee in as close as we can, we might already be feeling a little stretch. Circle the ankle the other way, point and flex toes, whatever feels good here. And then keep the foot flexed, so toes back up towards the face, and we'll just help cross that leg over. Same thing, I'm going to use a little bit of pressure with my left hand just to open up the left knee. And I'm just using my hand here as a sort of a reminder for myself, a bit of like feedback, because I can feel my foot or my ankle that I need to be keeping energy in this this left foot. So keep it flexed as well. So finding your stretch, you might be good here. You may want to hinge forward a little bit and find your edge in the stretch, or you might want to fold all the way forward, depending on how you're feeling. Finding a few rounds of breath, energy through the left foot. Good, let's stay for another breath. On the inhale, we're going to come all the way up. Let's uncross the leg. And you can, if you're lying down or if you're in the chair that allows you to sort of windshield wiper or just shake the legs out, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to come back to seated in our chair. And we'll do a few just flowing breaths before we come into our final seated posture. So let's take a big inhale, sweep the arms up. Let's exhale, forward fold, just like we did before. Inhale, come halfway. Exhale, forward fold again. This time as we come up, we're going to grab onto our right leg, bring it up on our inhale, and then exhale, bring it even further maybe, and connect knee to nose as we round through the spine. Exhale, and then inhale to open up. Good. Exhale to plant the foot. Let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold.
This time we're coming up and we're going to grab the left leg, bring it all the way up on our inhale. Exhale to round, maybe even draw the knee in closer, round through the spine, draw knee to nose. Exhale to open up again. And sorry, inhale to open up and then exhale, lower. All right, let's do one more on each side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold on the inhale, bring the right leg up with our inhale. Exhale to round, connect knee to nose. Inhale to open up, lift the heart space. And exhale, lower one more time. Inhale, exhale, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale again. Bring that left leg, draw it up as we inhale and lift, lift, lift and open. And then exhale, round, draw knee to nose, curl into a little ball. Inhale to open again. And exhale, lower. Awesome. All right, if there are any final postures, any twists, a little more stretching, you just want to shake things out, go ahead and do that now. We want to make sure that we honor our body's energy before we ask it to find stillness for a couple of breaths. So if you need to shake it out, get up and walk around for a second, anything your body needs for a few breaths, and then meet me back here in the chair, ready for our closing posture, our Shavasana in the chair. Now, even if you did practice in the chair today, and you are feeling like you really would like to move down to the mat for Shavasana, I'll show an option where we can still incorporate the chair. So you might be seated comfortably in your chair for your Shavasana, or you might come to a modified legs up the wall, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate here. So again, you don't need to move your chair all around, but you want to come down to the floor. And we're going to make our way into a supported, like a modified legs up the wall, where we will rest our legs on the chair and we'll make our way safely down to our backs any way that works for you. So this might be a way to incorporate the chair into the practice, because if you are trying out the full practice in the chair, we're still using the chair. So we're not cheating. So settling in here, take a few breaths. Arms can come out along the floor into T or cactus, or they can come down by our sides with palms turned up, or maybe we want to rest one hand on our belly, one on our heart center as we come into a few rounds of that deep breath from the beginning of class. So let's inhale to fill our bellies, ribs, and chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. You can sigh it out if that feels good. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. And then just let the breath find its natural rhythm. Take the time to scan the body. Notice if there are any areas that you're still holding on to any tension. And maybe just breathe a little loving kindness that way. See if you can let it go. Shavasana is the time for our physical and energetic bodies to absorb all that good work we just did and turn it into something magical. It's a time for integration and rest. And know that rest is different from sleep, and that we need both every day. And we should never pass up an opportunity to just rest and do nothing. And staying exactly as you are. The beauty of practicing through the video lens is you can let the video play out, or you can hit pause and stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need or want.
If you are ready to wake up the body and get on with your day or evening, start to wiggle through fingers and toes and maybe circle the wrists and ankles. And maybe you want to curl into a little ball one last time, or stretch long along your mat or in your chair just before making your way to a comfortable seated position if you're not already there. Once we arrive, let's check in with our breath, check in with our motto, our mantra. Is it the same? Has it changed? There's no right or wrong, just checking in to see how you're feeling from the beginning of class. And then let's take a breath together. Inhale, sweeping the hands up overhead. Let's exhale and draw our hands through heart center. Your hands can stay in prayer or rest on the heart space, or come all the way down to your lap with palms turned up or down, wherever you feel comfortable. I want to thank you so much for allowing me into your personal private yoga practice spaces and for allowing me to guide you through these postures. Thank you for coming on this yoga leap with me. Until next time. Thanks, everyone. I hope that taking the opportunity to try out the practice in the chair was interesting and different for you, and maybe even a challenge in a different way. Maybe it was easy physically, but maybe it was mentally a bit challenging because you were thinking, oh, I could be standing up doing this. So whatever the emotions or the thoughts are, take a few minutes to just sort of process them and then let them go, and we'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye.